Like when you started out in Hollywood, tell me about like when you started your career. Do you have any like horror stories about that? Speaking of
oh my Lord, you know, I'd been here for about 2 weeks from Mississippi.
Right.
This is really good.
You see?
And can I tell this on TV?
Of course, you can tell everything on TV. It's cable TV.
It's cable TV.
It's not go on.
Okay, and let me paint the picture because I was sort of straight off the boat and I'm very sheltered. And I start modeling.
Right.
And I go to this photographer's studio, and he, you know, this was 1979. So
because you were a model.
I was a model, yes, and you know that was that big cocaine drug time Studio 54 thing
yes,
happening.
Yes,
so
yes,
I'm watching this photographer,
which doesn't take place at all now. This was a whole other time. Kate Moss. Oh, sorry.
You're so bad. And I'm watching the photographer do line after line of cocaine.
Oh my
right?
God! Cute little Sela Ward from Mississippi.
I wasn't doing it.
No, of course not. You were watching.
Yes, I'm watching.
What did you think? Oh my God!
I'm thinking, well, the guy's just, you know, this is just.
Having
I've been
fun.
seeing a lot of this since I'd been in New York. Okay, so I'm just watching, and then we do the photo shoot, and then we go back. And his studio was down, I mean, his apartment was down the hall, and his studio was like 2 doors down. So I go back to get my modeling bag where I'd left it in his little office. And he had told me as we were shooting, he goes, you know, I have a chastity belt. I said, really?
You mean he wears a chastity belt?
He said, I didn't really know what that meant.
Oh.
But I'm thinking, what does that mean, you know? And he says, wait, Isaac, and he says, but I don't have the key to it. The key is in a safety deposit box. I'm going, oh, that's so nice.
Wow, and you're just listening to all this.
I'm going, okay, this guy's, you know. And I go back to get my modeling bag, and I walk in the room, and the guy is stark naked, laying on the floor with this contraption, and his male member is just very happy to see me. And I walk in and I step over him. This is so Southern.
This is unbelievable.
Where's my friend? He'd relate to this. I step over him. I'm going, thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you. And I get my bag, and I walk out, and I get to and I left him laying on the floor.
But for more of that, you'll have to come back after the commercial, because this is fascinating. Right, clap for Sela. We're back with Sela Ward, who's so gorgeous. Isn't my band great? Actually, they're
awesome.
so great.
Hi, guys.
Clap for the band. See that platform they're on? They're on this platform, and we can wheel them anywhere in the space we want.
Oh, that's
right?
so cool.
We wheel the boys in, we wheel them out when they get fresh and naughty. Wheel them back in when they control themselves. Anyway, tell me about your new show, House, would you?
What a great show.
Oh.
That's a great show. I can't watch any of the medical part because I think I have everything, every disease that there is on this show. In fact, when I'm reading the script, I'll just skim through that real fast and get to my part.
Right.
Hugh Laurie, who plays House, is extraordinary.
What's next for you, Sela?
Oh, I'm gonna play Kevin Costner's wife in a film called The Guardian with the same director, Andy Davis, who did The Fugitives. And
That's
it's a
very
great
good
script.
casting. Wait, I thought you were married to Kevin Costner in real life. Just kidding. But that would be great, don't you think? Maybe when you leave your husband that you're with, you could start dating Kevin Costner or something.
But he's married now.
He is, that's right. He just got married.
And Ashton Kutcher's in it.
Well, watch him. He likes older ladies,
Yes,
darling.
he does.
Watch Ashton. We're going to go to this thing called Dying to Know questions, which are these hermetically sealed questions that we make up for you. You haven't seen these yet.
Okay, I'm not real good at these, but
I know
I'll
she
try.
tried to get them in the dressing room. She was like bribing people back there to see the questions, but you have to be really fast with these answers, okay? All right. Oh, here's a good one. Fill in the blank. A Southern lady never...
Grunts during sex.
Wow. All right, that was quick. That was really quick. Wait, if it's about grunting during sex, take it on another show, okay?
It was only on my mind because my girlfriend, very prim and proper, her daughter, who's a teenager, was talking about some scene they'd seen in a movie where they're, you know, very passionate, lots of, and so she says, well, Mama, you know, ask her questions about sex, and she said, do you and Daddy grunt? And she said, honey, your mama doesn't grunt.
Oh, wow, that is bless her heart. Your mama doesn't grunt, bless her heart. Okay, what is the signature dish you cook?
Slice and bake cookies.
Slice and bake, so you work your head off in the kitchen.
I
She's
do.
into it. What is the one thing that always makes you lose your temper?
Oh, rude people. I have a real problem with that.
All right. What's your absolute favorite piece of clothing, Sela?
Oh, my black little headband I wear almost every day with my hair pulled back.
I bet you look gorgeous in that. She has a sort of a hat face. You look good in hats and headbands and things. All right, here's another question. You ready? Ready? Favorite movie of all time?
Oh, The Party, Peter Sellers. Did you see that movie? Do you remember that movie?
Of course I've seen that movie.
Love
That's
that
an
movie.
inspiring movie.
So
wow.
funny.
Here's a really good one. What's your pet name for your husband?
Honey.
Really? Not Cutie Pants or Shoshana or something? Just Honey? Nothing more creative than that?
Nothing more creative than that.
Wow. So apparently, it turns out this is not a dying to know question. This is just a question.
Oh, okay.
It turns out I hear that you told George Clooney to leave Sisters when he got his break on ER. Is that right?
No, I didn't. I
You
begged him
didn't?
to stay with me.
Oh, well then.
I said, George, you can't leave this show. He says, no, well, I think I'm going to go do this little show called ER.
Right.
And I went, a medical show where you could stay and we could stay in bed together and you could be blown up in cars. And
I get it. So
No,
she actually tried to get him to stay on the
Of
show.
course.
That is hysterical.
He was
Wow,
so
wow,
fun
wow.
to work with. Yeah.
But speaking of you growing up in the South, we have a picture that we want to show you of Sela Ward
You do
as a
not.
cheerleader. Check this out. Look at this. Look at you. You know, I thought that was going to be like a jokey picture.
That's
but
Bear
you
Bryant.
are so gorgeous. Who is that?
Bear Bryant.
Who's Bear Bryant? Who's Bear Bryant? I'm sorry.
Isaac.
I don't know who that is. I'm
Probably
sorry.
the greatest football coach of all time.
Oh, of course, Bear Bryant. Sorry. Anyway, I want you to describe more about what it was like in the South when you were growing up as a young lady. What was it like for you?
Well, it was lovely. I didn't know any different.
But in the South, it seems like beautiful girls are coddled and sort of, what's the word, like kept in a very naive place, like they're not encouraged to go out into the world. Did you have
that would be very true. I mean, my
Would it be very
mama-
true? So what was it that made you go out into the world and start, for instance, modeling? I mean, you know,
Well,
it's not the easiest
I
thing.
think I always had this innate curiosity about the world at large. I mean, particularly growing up in the South, it's very homogenized and a small world. You know, we didn't travel a lot.
Right.
And going to New York in college, when I was a cheerleader at Alabama, actually, I went, oh my God, I have
So
to
it was
live here.
cheerleading. Don't you love that it was cheerleading that brought you
That's
into the
right.
world? That's
That's right.
insane, because it's usually cheerleading that keeps people like, you know,
Like
sort of,
that at home.
Exactly. She's divine. Please clap for Sela Ward. And watch her show House on Fox. Check your local listing. We'll be right back. That was divine.